Next one I get asked a lot is diabetes treatment. We make diabetes really hard in this country, and it's not hard at all. Diabetes, for the easiest way to break diabetes down is diabetes is where your body does not properly utilize sugars and insulin. I don't know why this is so hard for so many people to fix. If your body doesn't do well with the sugars you're eating, stop eating sugars. Not hard at all. Low carb or keto. I think keto is by far the better option for all diabetics. Especially like if you're like, hey, look, we're going to go back to low carb, but for, 6, 8, 10 weeks, we're going to do full keto. And if you just can't stand it, we can slowly start introducing lower glycemic carbohydrates back into the system. That is by far the easiest and best way to go. I don't know why this isn't something that is pushed by more and more people. I know the medical doctors have zero idea of nutrition and not a huge idea of how the body works. I'm not trying to slam on med. It's just they're taught a lot on how to use drugs. And it's very important that they're taught that because drugs are very important and very dangerous, and we need to know how to use them really well. But they don't get a lot of nutrition. And they're, like I said, they don't have a giant biochemical functional background in how the body works or physiology. So I understand why they're not doing it, but it should easily be the number one thing. Now, maybe the other reason is because if you go keto, that does not produce gigantic profits for pharmaceutical function like diabetes does. I can't really think of any one disease that would generate more revenue for pharmaceuticals and for hospitals than diabetes. It makes everything terrible. Arterial sclerosis, heart attacks, strokes, blood pressure issues, energy issues, sexual function. Like everything goes bad. Every part of your body goes bad when you have diabetes. When you have too much sugar in your diet, too much sugar in your blood, every single part of your body breaks. So that's the issue we're running into. So the easiest way to fix that is keto. Low carb will help a bunch, but you're going to have to go keto. Now, here's the thing on this. If you get into full ketosis, where your body will produce sugar on its own, and the sugar it's going to produce is for your blood and for your liver. And I always make this argument that you can't divorce the gluconeogenesis from ketosis because people are like, well, your brain and your heart run great on ketosis. They do, kind of, but they also have to have blood, and they have to have the oxygen, thus the blood. They have to use the blood to flush things out and bring nutrients in and that whole jazz. So they need the blood. And so your body's going to still go through sugar creation or gluconeogenesis in the liver. And so what you're going to end up seeing, and I see this all the time, my diabetic patients that we're working on them, is they'll be at 300-400 sugar levels sustained and without insulin. They can't really do anything. We'll move them to keto, and within, as soon as they get in ketosis, a week or 2 weeks later, it'll be 120, 140, 150, 160 from that 300 level, 400 level. And the doctor's like, well, it's still terrible. Well, all right, here's the thing. Your body is still very insulin resistant at this point. And so 120, 150 blood range, which is, I don't think anybody would argue, a lot better than 400 or 350. Your body has to become insulin sensitive again. It's insulin insensitive at the moment. So don't worry about that. Your body is not freaking out. It's not nearly as bad. You don't need extra drugs. Give it a little extra time, and it will slowly ratchet itself back down where we need it to be. So ketosis or going keto is probably the very best option for all diabetics. Whenever I treat it, that's 100% the way I do it. I just tell them, like, look, the only way I know how to treat this properly is in ketosis. Read the Keto Bible, the white one. If you go to Amazon, it's the white one, the one written by the PhD. That one, and people have had great success with it. It's not very difficult now because there's lots of things we can eat that are much, much better for you. The big key on that one, I'll go ahead and give you one key. Maltitol is not a sugar you guys need to use. It has a glycemic index of in the 35 to 40, I think, in there. Sugar is 65. So sucrose is 65 to 70. So maltitol is a lot better. But there's so many other options that are zero. Erythritol, which is by far my favorite because of the heart and blood vessel health it brings, is zero. That's the very best one. If you guys can get erythritol, if you're going to bake stuff, use erythritol. It is by far the best. I know the Food Babe's really against it. I don't know where she's getting her information. It is spectacular. I'm using it to fix things like Raynaud's because it dilates small blood vessels. It really, really helps restoring pliability to the blood vessels, thus decreasing blood pressure. I tell people to take it as a supplement for cardiovascular health. Like I said, I use it to treat Raynaud's. So I don't know why she's so against it. She lies about it a lot. She says it's bad for your heart. It is not. It is great for your heart. It is great for your blood vessels. She says it's synthetic. It's not synthetic. Your body makes it. Plants, everybody makes it. It's 100% natural. So I have no idea where she's getting all this information, but she's lying about a lot of stuff. So, which is unfortunate because she was usually a good resource. I don't know why she decided to take the other side. But yeah, the way I start treating diabetes is that's a lot of times it's all I have to do. Like there's some cleanup and stuff because there's obviously damage that the sugar did. Reducing reactive oxidative stress is gonna be a big piece of it. So CoQ10, methylated B vitamins. We're gonna clean the liver on these people a lot, clean the kidneys specifically. So castor packs, coffee enemas are gonna be a big player. But the first thing we always do is go keto. And that's by far the biggest change we see in these people. So start with ketosis, get keto for any diabetic issues. That's gonna be a big one.